So yeah, Kenny, like I was saying, Optic is looking like really
Yo,
good
shut
now.
the fuck up! My shit is on. What's the Scooby Doo? I'm coming after you. We're gonna find my butt cheeks.
All right, tough.
What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Azrael. I'm joined today by the other three members of the Pick 'em Up Trucks. This has been something in the works for a little bit that we've been wanting to do. We finally got all the details and everything worked out. And here we are now. All four of us and our beautiful faces. To my right over here, I can't point correctly. To the right, there's Jersh right
other
over
way,
there. Yeah,
jackass.
other way.
You
yeah,
point
now
the
you're
other
looking at
way.
me. Yeah. There you go.
Here,
Okay.
hey.
Down there's Kenny Kinbone Hamlin. How you doing today, Kenny? How you doing, buddy?
Fantastic.
Good.
Where is he?
And then Kenneth, how you doing over there, man?
Good, brother.
Good. Welcome everybody to the Pick 'em Up Trucks Call of Duty League Championship Bracket Predictions. Damn, that was actually a lot more than I thought that was going to be. Anyways, this is going to be a thank you. This is going to be a regular series. It will be once the new season picks up for the second season of the CDL. We're going to be doing predictions for all of the homestand events. We're going to be following all the events closely and try to get as in depth as we can with our predictions. So we figured, the first episode's got to be good. It's got to be good. Let's start it with the most important event of the year, and that is Champs. Now,
It's Champs time.
everybody has made their own predictions. As you guys see on here, I have a blank bracket prediction on mine. So does Jersh. Kenny and Kenneth, I believe, as well, have a blank bracket on theirs.
I do now.
He does now. Okay. So let's get started. Let's start off with New York Subliners versus the Minnesota Rocker. Now, I've got a couple notes that I wrote down for myself just to kind of keep me, informed. I haven't really been as in depth this year as I would have liked to, with it being the launch year. So, Kenneth, I'm going to come to you with this first one. Get your prediction on this one. The way I'm going to do this as well, we're going to be going around the screen here. We're going to be getting everybody's predictions, but there's going to be a hot seat question as far as the match goes. So each match will have a question as far as either the team goes, whether it be a new lineup coming in, new role change, et cetera, et cetera. So, Kenneth, you're going to be the first one on the hot seat here with the New York Subliners versus Minnesota Rocker. Are you ready?
1 second.
Yes, sir.
1 second. You guys didn't tell me I looked like a literal light bulb right now.
Well, you did a second ago.
I
You
said,
did
I
a second
said
ago.
you look. You said, am I kind of dark? I said, no, you're
Dude.
pretty bright.
I just figured out how to pull up the fucking, where I see all of us.
Yeah.
I literally look like the sun itself right now. Give me a second.
Well, it didn't even look that bad a minute ago.
Hold on.
All right.
What's new, Scooby Doo? Damn, that little. I don't even want to say anything funny. You fucking piss at you, Jordan. I hope you don't team with me so I can fucking shit on your life.
What?
That'd be
About my
so
life?
fucking funny.
Yeah. All right. We ready?
You said he's literally gonna drag his butt on you.
All right. So we'll
Yeah,
get back
I'm
into
gonna
it.
do that.
All right. So, Kenneth, we're coming at you with the first hot seat question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get it. For the New York Subliners and the Minnesota Rocker, everybody pretty much knows this by now, GodRx is out and Exceed is in for Champs. GodRx, the guy has literally been one of the most important assets as far as the Minnesota Rocker goes, next to Assault with the ARs. These guys have literally been doing it all for the Minnesota Rocker as far as the AR aspect of the game goes. Guy had like 1.3 on LAN across the first 3 events. Absolute insane numbers as far as an AR player goes in this game. Now that he's out and they're putting in, previously he's been an SMG player, how do you think this affects the Rocker coming into the event?
I would say that pretty standard. Like if you're gonna make a roster change, within the last month, 2 months of Call of Duty Champs, it kind of throws the momentum off, I believe. But I think that New York has perfected their craft, and I think they're a really, really well-rounded team, and I think it'll be a hot 3-0 right off the rip.
A hot 3-0. That's a
hot 3-0.
Hot take right there.
Yeah, that's a hot take. That's a bold prediction right there. I do want to.
No, I think, in my opinion, if they take a map, it'll be S&D. and
If,
it'll go down to the
if
wire.
Minnesota were to take a map,
Yeah,
it would be the
Minnesota was to
S&D.
take a map, it'd be an S&D. But I think with Mac and all them, and Zuma, how they're just frying, I think you just can't beat them respawn.
I would have to agree. Except for me, it's going to be a 3-1 with the subliners, like you said. But I think they're going to come out though. They're going to come out hot against New York, and they're going to take the first hard point. And then, like you said, it's just going to be cruise control after that. The subliners are going to come out. They're going to absolutely rail them.
I think when Mac melts, gets hot, and he's rolling, and Zuma's rolling, I think it's just gonna steamroll.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Attach and Zuma if they're having a good game or a
Yeah,
good series.
you
I don't.
just-
I don't
It's hard
think
to stop
change.
them. Can't
Yeah,
stop.
you
Minnesota's one of those teams that's unfortunately been, in my opinion, struggling since the league got moved to online. They came out real hot on land with the first event of the year, and it's just kind of been downhill for them, unfortunately.
So, I do want to point out, like we are saying, that New York is going to be the victor of this series. New York is actually 2-0 against Minnesota as far as their previous matchups go. They 3-1 them at the New York homestand event. So, coincidentally, at their own home event, they ended up 3-1ing them. And then they 3-0'd them at the Florida homestand. Except that, yeah, like I said, that was a 3-0. So, the first time they 3-0'd them, and then recently they 3-1 them. So, if you're a Subliners fan, you're feeling really good going into this matchup. Moving on, we've got the London Royal Ravens and the Toronto Ultra going up against one another here in the second winners round 1 matchup. Kenny, I'm going to come to you for this one. Toronto are the reigning champions right now. Are London going to come and show up at this event and play really well and knock off the champs early into the losers bracket? Or are we going to see Toronto pick up where they left off against Atlanta at the Toronto home series event?
I think it's really going to depend. You know, we've seen London at their best. We've seen London at their worst this season. It's very obvious what they can do. They can knock top teams off their pedestal all day long. They come and show up. Toronto's definitely going to, I think, have an advantage coming into this. As like you said, they've just come off a win. They're red hot. I think it's a good chance they're going to keep the momentum rolling. But I don't know. Scraps and Westkins, man, they are passionate. They've been working. You can tell this team has probably been in the lab. I don't think they're going to be a pushover either way, to be honest with you. It's going to be a 3-2. It's going to be a 3-2 either way, but I do have this one going towards Toronto.
So you got to go into Game 5 regardless.
Yeah, no, I think it's absolutely a Game 5, to be honest. I don't think either team's going to roll over.
I think the Ravens are gonna take both S&Ds.
Really?
See, I don't think so. I think Toronto's a very heavy S&D team.
Yeah. You got Methods on there, bro. Zinni himself. You got Cammy.
I think they'll come out and I think they're gonna take. I think they'll take the Dom in both S&Ds.
There's no way Scraps and Wuskin are gonna lose first round of champs. They win 3-1.
Really?
They win 3-1. Wuskin's gonna snipe everybody.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, I think I'm gonna.
Scraps just gets.
That dude's Piccadilly.
There's no way. There's no way
unmatched.
they lose. Scraps is gonna fucking go Super Saiyan on somebody if they lose. So I got 3-1.
3-1 London?
Yeah.
It's very obvious just off their Twitter alone.
I just don't think.
how-
I think Ultra's good, but I don't know.
I don't know, man. I just think their
don't think
momentum's
they're
gonna
legit.
roll.
I just don't think they're legit.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of the mini series that we're gonna have this coming weekend that could literally go any direction. It could literally be a London 3-0, it could be a Toronto 3-0, like you said, it could be a 3-2 either way. So this is really a toss up for me as well. I do have it going to Game 5, and I do think London will steal it. So I am gonna go the same route that I think everybody else is going, despite Toronto being the reigning champions right now. What does that mean to London? That doesn't matter. That's just more fuel to the fire, really, if I'm a London player. Come out hot early in champs, get to play Florida round 2, upset them maybe, and then play Dallas. Ooh, that just fuels the fire. You got all these people that are doubting you, and now you're playing all these top teams. Like, absolutely. Like, I'm coming swinging. I'm bringing it all.
Schmeat swing.
Absolutely. I'm excited for that one.
Absolutely. All right. I'm coming to Jersh next for this one. We've got the LA teams going head to head.
Fucking game. Okay,
Right.
keep going.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Keep
I'm sorry.
going.
It's just how the draw works. Now let's be honest, all right? Optic Gaming has looked good. They've looked a lot better since they picked up Draza and Hollow and they benched Dashy, which I was really skeptical about. I didn't think that was gonna be a really good play out of Optic. but they absolutely came out and they took Florida to a Game 5 in their first CDL match as a team. Jersh, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's gonna be a hot 3-0. You got Champ Slasher. He's gonna go hard no matter what. He's gonna make his team go hard. He's gonna fucking scream at him if they don't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as you said, the new pickups. I don't know. I know Gorillas is a good S&D team, and that's really all they've been good at all year. But I think the new pickups for Optic make their S&D even better as well. And I think it's gonna be a hot 3-0.
Gorillas did beat Optic back at the Chicago home event. Game 5, I think that was around 11 as well.
Didn't Optic made top 4 last event too, didn't they? They beat Huntsman?
Yeah, they beat Huntsman.
Yep.
Wasn't that the event that that whole skeptical thing about like Pristini lagged out and all that shit?
Huntsman and put him in. Yeah. I don't know. I just think.
Or no, that was the Toronto series. Yep.
I put Gorillas in the Surge down at the bottom. Like they might steal. I might be wrong. They might steal an S&D, but I don't think they're either stealing map 1 or 2. That's. I don't see them doing much.
I just got to be a 3-0.
They're going home with zero doll hairs.
This Gorillas roster, no way they're coming up against this Optic roster and they're doing any kind of damage.
Optic has looked so tough, like they've completely brought it back from where they were at with these new additions. I think with the new up-and-comers, they're going to like really, really want it more than what people, they've been here, they've done that, people have got rings. I think they're ready to eat. I think it'll be a 3-0.
Yeah, think about it. They got brought in over Captain Bashy.
Body. I think they're gonna body him
over a trash can and
one of the
best players.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got players that want it, and I think that'll get them.
That's all it takes now. All these top bands,
honestly, especially it's online. Like you're in your little area, and you got the fire.
All right, and then moving on to our final matchup for the elimination round 1. I'm going to take this one, gents, if you guys don't mind. We've got, again, another series that probably isn't going to be all that entertaining. Along either of these elimination matches really aren't going to be all that entertaining, let's be honest. So we've got Paris going up against Seattle. I really feel bad for Octane, all right? I think everybody in the league does. I think all the spectators, everybody feel absolutely horrible for this guy. Dude has been a top 5 AR since when has he played? Since Advanced Warfare. Yeah. Guys literally be in the talks of best AR of all time even as well. You gotta feel for this guy. What is wrong with this Seattle roster?
It's not him. I'll tell you that.
It's not him. That's for sure. It's these other 4 guys that are around him. I'll be honest. I bought into the Seattle hype coming into the start of the season. I thought this team was going to be a wild card team. You've got Apathy on there, a world champion, a 2-time world champion, might I mention, and Nable. You got the GOAT, Karma, 3-time.
Veterans, man.
Yeah, and then Slack. Slack. I'm kidding. Yeah,
Josiah.
Slack, Josiah Berry. This team really, realistically, kind of looked good on paper. Again, I felt like this was going to be an underdog team, under the radar team along with Minnesota that a lot of people didn't think were going to be able to perform at the level that they unfortunately didn't. They definitely underperformed this year. And coming into this, they have played Paris before and they lost in a game 5. Karma was in at the time, and now he's out and Proto is in. But I'll be honest, I think we will see a different outcome. I do think Seattle is going to steal the series. They're going to win this one 3-1, and they're going to send Paris packing. I'll be honest. That's my prediction. Jersh, what are you thinking?
I'm also on board with the Seattle stealing this one. Paris has been one of those teams where early on they thought they were going to be trash, ended up being decent, and then they just kind of made their way along and then kind of fell down a little more. I don't know. I just don't see Paris being that impressive this match.
Maybe if it was on land.
I got Octane going hard. Proto's always got the fire. I don't even remember who'd you say? Apathy and Slack. I mean, Apathy. It's last event of the season. Apathy's already a master of the game by now. That's typically what he does.
Fingers crossed.
I think they win 3-2. I know they're not a good S&D team, but I have them winning map 5 S&D, but they're not going to win the other S&D. They're going to steal this one.
Kenneth, you
feel
started to
like
chime in
as
there.
much anger as they have,
Maybe 3-1.
as much as they've been kind of like tossed around, I feel like they have something to play for. I feel like I don't see them winning champs, but I definitely see them making it a couple rounds.
For sure.
Like,
It's definitely
yeah.
not gonna be easy for them. Kenny,
I
you
don't
started to
think
chime in as well.
I don't think they're going to go the distance, but no, for sure. I think they've had enough of being bullied around. I think they're
Yeah.
going to come out hot. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a 3-0, even a 3-1. I think I'm with Jerish kind of on the 3-2.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even. I don't think many people even see them taking this for Legion in general, but I see them as well. I think they're going to drop the first search. But I think they'll come out map 5. I just think they're tired of losing, man.
Yeah.
That's how I have it. I have them dropping the first search to Paris and then winning the next 2 maps and then winning the series 3-1. All right.
Pander needs to play good too.
Yeah, hopefully that guy shows up this
Yeah,
week.
the
weekend.
two
Shitter.
maybes.
Just kidding. He's better than me.
All right. Let's get on to winners round 2.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got, like I said, our winners round 2 matchups. We got the Chicago Huntsmen. Well, this is mine. I think we all kind of have the same bracket now for the most part. We've got the Chicago Huntsmen going up against the New York Subliners. Winner of this matchup gets to play the almighty #1 seed, the Atlanta FaZe, the midget terror squad, whatever you want to call those guys. But we'll get to them in a minute. Let's talk about the Chicago Huntsmen lineup, and I think the person that is most fit to do that is a guy sitting to my right, but he may be somewhere else on my screen or on his screen.
No, I'm to your left. Screen's right. Correct. This dude.
Sure. Okay. So let's move on. Jersh, you are a big Huntsman fan, as everybody knows. That's your team. So talk to me a little about this Huntsman roster.
Hector's
What
out
are
there.
your expectations going into this series as far as champs goes
All right.
against the Subliners?
My expectations, I think you should throw any, like the last time they played the Subliners, throw that out the window. That was a fluke. That's not going to be in their mind. It's champs. I don't even know when it's not Champs Sunday, but Scump's going to be a little salty after his great performance last year at Champs. Envoy wants it bad. He's nasty with the sub. Hopefully they can get their duo going. And then Formal, Arcides, they're already nasty. They're going to come out beaming.
And Bristini,
And I think, Pristini.
Quad
Pristini's
Nig.
internet's got to be, because I know it's looking
I'm
pretty
playing.
bad. Yeah, I think as long as they can keep Pristini focused and composed, and as long as they don't choke any maps, that's the only thing I see them. Old Optic teams with Scump and all them, they've had the same problem. They choke easy maps that they should win. That's where the decline starts. As long as they stay composed and play their game, they should have a long tournament ahead of them, I think.
Yeah. No, you could probably throw what I'm about to say back in my face. With Huntsman losing to Optic, but I just don't think New York has really found the consistency that they need to take down Huntsman. I think they've shown that they can compete and obviously can beat them, but I just don't think they found their consistent groove enough to really knock them out of this one. I think Huntsman are taking.
Yeah, especially 100%. With the seriousness behind Champs. This is a
Mm-hmm.
whole new ball game compared to the homestands. A lot of players we've seen talk crap about the homestands. Not everybody putting their full effort into it. I mean, you can understand it's online. Not too serious, but I think since it's Champs, they're going to come out with a brand new mindset, and they're not going to let that get spoiled in winners. Their first match in winners.
Mm-hmm. Kenneth, what are your thoughts? Been a little quiet over there.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm a Huntsman fan too, man, but I got New York taking it 3-2.
Really?
Bum,
That's
bum,
another
bum,
hot
bum.
take, bro. That's another hot take.
Hot
Oh
take.
man, I think the last time they
I
played,
got them taking it 3-2.
I didn't get
They
any.
went map
I didn't
5
get any
last time,
notes
didn't
on
they?
this. Yeah, it went map 5, and I thought that Subliners beat them, but there was a different time they beat them 3-0. Did they not?
Subliners won the last time, I think. But other than that, Huntsmen have won. But that, I don't know. I think
'Cause it was a
Search and
Ramada.
Yeah, Search and Destroy is the only thing you might need to be worried about for Huntsmen. But also, you've seen them be very good at Search and Destroy, so it's
Yeah. Which Huntsman are we gonna get?
It's that consistency.
the cracked out Pristini on Search and Destroy. If he plays cracked out, he can either play really good or he gets first blooded every time. So,
Well,
I think it comes down to S&Ds and that.
So are
if
we
he
all
gets
saying? So Kenneth is saying it's gonna be Subliners 3-2. Church says 3-0, right? Chicago.
I think I'll
I've
give
got
it
a 3-1.
I got 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
3-1,
they
yeah.
either drop the Dom or S&D. Actually,
I'm gonna go with a
hard point
3-1
and
as
S&D.
well.
One of the hard points they're gonna drop. Probably the first one.
I think they lose the Dom. Subliners consistently have been a really good Dom team
Mhm.
as far as online goes as well. They were good at it on LAN. Before they got Mac, not so much, Then they got Mac, and it was like it opened up the floodgates for their respawn game. Their respawn game just improved tenfold, and they became a really good team overnight. It almost felt like because we were
Yeah.
seeing them be really good, and then these last couple events they've slowed down. I bought into the hype. A big Mac Melts fan. Really nice guy and everything, but they got to find the consistency, like Kenny was talking about for the Huntsman S&D. They've got to find the consistency as far as just their entire team goes. We've seen them show up and just absolutely fry. We've also seen them show up and just be completely dry. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, but that just rhymed. But I mean that. Like, they just got to show up, and it's against Huntsman. I think it's the first matchup of the Saturday event. They got to show up, and they just got to show out. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So I got this one same as well, a 3-1, and then Atlanta's going to meet Chicago in the winner's semis.
Yes.
Then we get a matchup I feel like we've seen quite too many times this season, and that's Florida and London. I'm just gonna hop right into it, Kenneth. Tell me what everybody's already about to say. What are we all predicting here?
London and Florida. I don't know, man. I
I
want
know,
to be
it's
the guy
hard.
with the wild cards.
Someone's got to be the Stephen A, bro. Let's go.
Yeah,
You want me to start this one off for you?
yeah, go for it.
Come
You know,
on.
I think if London can knock Ultra off, I think they're gonna. Florida has not competed really at the best of their abilities the past couple tournaments, like we've seen them do. They're not really coming into this with much momentum. I think if London can knock off Ultra, I think they're gonna be. I think they'll take that series for Florida. 100%.
Is Awakening using that Cronus this weekend, y'all think?
Yeah, I was gonna say
dude,
he's definitely
That-
he's definitely
that's
gonna
what
fuck
I'm
with the
saying.
recoil, the no recoil shit. He's definitely gonna be on his game. I got 3-1 Florida because I think they're
if
just
Awakening's
gonna
just
be hot.
not playing hot, if he's not playing hot, and people like Havoc aren't even doing like the bare minimum, I think they're gonna get stomped. Like, I just
I don't know. It's
know.
also Frosty and Champs though.
Yeah.
He's a
Oh,
world
man, I
he's a
think
world
we're-
champ.
I think we're going to see London round.
Halo though, dog.
Hey, I mean, Shotzi's a world champ, and people still say it.
I mean, he's got the stats.
That's what they
you know
do.
what I'm saying?
When they talk about Shotzi, they're like, "Oh, he's a world champ." Yeah, but Frosty's
I
got
hate-
a 1.0 at least. I guarantee he does.
That's true. That's
That
true.
one's definitely going to be a good one. Either way.
Yes, I definitely think that'll be an interesting series. If not the marquee matchup of the day, I feel like
Should be
that
good.
we could end up getting. It should be a really good series, no doubt. Everybody's saying, Kenny's saying London, they're going to continue. This is going to, it's really going to be the theme for London. They're going to be the Cinderella team. They're going to be the dark horse, is what Kenny's basically hitting towards. Is that how you really feel?
Oh, absolutely. I think
could be.
Scraps and Weskin have had enough.
I'll be
You know,
honest.
They're kind of in the same
Yeah,
boat as Octane. Kind
I
of.
want to think that too. Like Scraps, like you see every year, Scraps is literally the most heartbroken person ever when they lose in champs.
Yep.
And him and Wuskin on the same team again, like I don't know, they're probably with each other right now, like hyping each other up. Wait for it.
Yeah, like, I just don't see
They're
them.
gonna come out hot. It's all up to who do they have rated and zero or. I don't
Yeah,
even
they
know
got 0.
Yeah.
And then Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh, Dylan's nasty too. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to be one of the top subs in the league, and we haven't completely seen it this year.
I haven't seen that BO4 Dylan.
Yeah, we need BO4 Dylan, and I do think like there's a slim chance London can make a huge run, but I do have Florida winning still.
I'm going to say as well, I think this is going to be a Florida 3-2. This is, again, going to be a Game 5. Florida is going to steal the second S&D. But as far as the respawns, I think they'll take the first one, and then they'll take the Dom. And then London will take the first search and second hard point, force that Game 5, and then they're just going to come out flat against...
really- You're really thinking we're going to see our actual top 4, you know, this
in the
game.
winners? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
like-
think it's set up good for the top 4 to make it at least out of the first round.
For sure. Kind of like Jersh talked about at the top of the program. It really, this is champs. It's champs. The passion's really going to be coming out. But like you said as well, like I just said, it's champs. So I mean, a lot of these teams that have been underperforming all year that don't really care, as a lot of people have been saying, they could come out red hot against these teams that aren't really going to be taking the competition is serious. So
Yeah, that's
Chicago
what I
maybe
wrote.
taking New York lightly, and then New York could come out and just sweep Chicago. Do I really think that's going to happen? No. That's why I have Chicago winning 3-1. But like we said, this series can go either way. This is definitely going to be. This has Game 5 written all over it if it goes to the distance, and these teams are really both playing at the top of their game that day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
250 or how much is that's not 250. How much is champs? What's the prize pool? 1 point something, 2 million.
It's like 2.4 or something like that.
Yeah, but
No, I
yeah,
thought
that money doesn't change. So like, even if people aren't taking it serious, there's people out there that are like, hey, we're still playing for $1 million. Like the winning
For sure.
team gets like at least $1 million. So I mean, you just got to think about that too.
I thought it was like
There
1.5 million.
no
They get.
team-
Good- yeah, the good
there
players
ain't
are
no team
are gonna
that's
show
sitting
up.
here saying they're not gonna not play at all. They're not gonna not try.
Oh, I know.
They're
I'm just comparing it to like other
even
tournaments.
The worst
That's
teams.
that's why
Oh
this.
yeah.
That's
Because
why
it was
it's
like 10K, I think, if you won the homestand for first. I think it was like 10K or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 2 point something prize pool.
It's
right?
a lot. It's a lot different when you're
thought it
like
was higher.
looking at
It
it and
might
you're
be
like,
like
oh,
4.8.
okay, well that's a
Oh,
lot
shit.
of effort and stress. But now you're like looking at money. It's like this can change my life.
It's life changing money right there. You get first, bro. It's
yeah,
like
you know what I'm saying.
I think it's a
Like,
quarter a milli each for first or some shit
yeah,
like
people
that.
are
It's
gonna go
actually
dumb hard.
ludicrous.
Yeah, no, that's what I love about Champ Season. We're gonna see things we probably aren't even gonna predict in this video.
Right.
Like,
That's the thing I love though about these videos, man. Like I can't remember my Toronto,
What
but I
Jesus
had like
broke.
I had something going on,
Wild.
and it was literally the complete. I think because that was the event, like all the big teams got upset,
Mhm.
and I didn't have any of those teams that upset the big teams making it out, and I had like 6 comments in my prediction video saying, "Yeah, you were completely off. You were far off." I was like, "Yeah, no shit. Like, what are you thinking?" So now we've got Minnesota and LA. I think we've seen this matchup before, but like we talked about, this is a brand new Optic Gaming roster. They're still looking really good. Exceed, I don't think is going to live up to the potential that everybody's kind of expecting. Again, another great player as well, but Draws and Hollow, they just make this Optic Gaming roster look really good. So I'm going to go with a 3-0, and Minnesota is going to be eliminated. As awful as that is for those guys, like I said, if this was on land, this team really would probably be playing, top 4. That's probably where they'd be finishing. But I don't think that's going to change the outcome. I think Optic is going to walk away with this one 3-0 and move on to the next round. What are you guys' thoughts?
I agree.
I agree.
I want to disagree with it, but I can't.
Yeah,
Right.
Like I've just for the last few homestands that Minnesota's been at, it's kind of like, damn, Minnesota was at that homestand because they were just non-existent. Like I don't
That's
know.
what disappoints me.
I mean, they did
about
just make
Minnesota.
they did just make a team change, but I think, like you said, on land they'd be playing with God or X right now, and they'd be one of the top 5, 6 teams, I think. But I don't know. They're
100%.
just, unless they ride the honeymoon stage and first event with the new player, they might make like an upset or two, but I do not see that happening.
Unfortunately. It sucks, man. With COVID and everything, it really robbed us of, I feel like, as shit as this game was, like this league really could have been so good as far as the league goes. Like I said, there were so many good matchups. What if we had Chicago and Atlanta on land? What would that match have been like? What if we got to see this new Chicago roster versus Dallas on land? The Dallas, the good Dallas now against this powerhouse Atlanta roster. There's so many matchups you could really, say could have been really good and definitely a must watch on land, but we'll never be able to get to see that. On this game at least. We may in the next season, fingers crossed that there is lands, which there probably won't be because of COVID, but it's just unfortunate. Yeah.
I just wish we could have seen what Minnesota could have been this whole season.
Same with Paris. I feel like
even
Paris, they
Seattle.
definitely could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Seattle.
I think there's a lot of dark horses that like could have came up. Like Seattle could have even been a good land team,
Hmm.
but it's just hard to tell. It's unfortunate.
For sure.
True. They had a good
Speaking of Seattle, they're in our next matchup. Talk about that. Toronto and Seattle. Kenny was talking about them coming off and he thinks that they were also going to be kind of a little bit slow, even though they are the reigning champs. Now they find themselves in the losers bracket against a team that has struggled all year, but they just came out and they beat Paris in our bracket predictions, at least. Whether or not that really happens in the event, it's up to the players, to decide that. So, Kenny, this is, like I mentioned before, this is a matchup. This is the reigning champs and a team that struggled all year. Give me your insight on this. What are you thinking?
I honestly don't think Seattle is going to be able to upset Toronto in this one. I didn't have them getting knocked out right away. I think they're going to upset, Paris completely. But when it comes to Toronto, I just don't think they have the guns for it. I just think Toronto is just more solid all around the board, especially if they let it go the distance. I don't think they're going to pick up a single search against Toronto.
Yeah,
I think all Toronto has to do is pick up one respawn and it's over.
Yep. George, Kenneth, you
I
guys.
think Seattle would have to 3-0 to get it done.
Really? So if they don't win that first search, it's pretty much just going to be a 3-1 after that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got.
So they would have to steal a respawn in order to go the distance with Toronto.
Yeah,
I think Seattle
well.
would. I think Seattle will take first blood, take the hard point, and then get 3-0'd.
So a 3-1. I'm gonna agree as well on this actually. A 3-1 Toronto Ultra playing the Subliners. So let's keep things going with the losers bracket. We've got Toronto now coming off of a win against a struggling Seattle against a New York Subliners roster that, like we said, some days they show up, some days they don't. They just lost to the Chicago Huntsmen 3-1. How are we feeling about this one, Josh?
Fuck. What match is it? I heard you say Huntsman.
The Subliners and the Ultra.
Oh, Subliners Ultra. I don't know. It's hard to tell with Ultra because they had a surprising last event.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're one of those teams. They have to play really good. They have to play full potential for them to make a good run, in my opinion. And I think the players on the Subliners are just too experienced. And like you said, you praising Mac Meltz, I think he's gonna have a good event.
He's frying.
And he honestly has to have a good event for their team to be good. I think Accuracy needs to have a good event. He's been picking it up a lot last few events. But I think experience is gonna take over on this one. Even though Ultra has decent experience, but I still think Subliners are gonna take the 3-1 victory.
I sure hope so.
I agree.
Anybody else want to concur on that, or?
Yeah.
3-1.
I think they take an S&D maybe.
Yeah, I definitely have Ultra taking one S&D.
Subliners been a good. They should be a really good S&D team, but I've seen them struggle in S&D, especially on Piccadilly.
Both of these teams have played at their highest and they've played at their worst this season. I think I think Toronto. Both of these teams are obviously in a losers round 3 match, so pressure's on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this might sound weird, but I feel like it might. I feel like it's gonna come down to kind of like what the vetoes are.
Mm-hmm.
I think really depending on the maps. But yeah, I've definitely got 3-1 going to Subliners.
I've got a game 5.
Really?
I've got a game 5, and I've got Toronto stealing it. Honestly, if I'm gonna be honest here, I think Toronto comes out and they, Zinni. I'll be honest, we'll say something, ludicrous. Zinni's in a 1v on, our club beak, and he just, he's.
I'd be tempted to agree with you if they can steal a respawn and it goes map 5, then I could see it. But I
definitely think they'll take one of the hard points. I definitely think they'll take the first or the second hard point to force that game 5.
Zinni's had back-to-back rough champs. So
that is true.
His team though, he did play with Ricky. Wait, did he play with Ricky? Oh, was that the PLQ?
At that champ? No, that was
Well, he played with Optic and got dumped on. I was
thinking
when he was on.
No, last year he was on UIU.
Yeah.
It was a classic.
Jordan, you might be right. We could see it. That's why
that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, honestly, man, expect the unexpected as far as champs goes, and I think we are definitely going to be getting a game 5 out of this. If this is, God forbid this be the perfect fucking bracket, right? And we're going to see a game 5 between these guys. Honestly, like I said, expect the unexpected. It's champs. So let's keep it rolling. But yes, we have Toronto moving on now into our elimination round 4. And now we've got London and Optic. Kenneth, I'm going to let you take a jab at this one. Who do you think's coming out on top?
Optic in London. I think it depends. I think Optic will probably lose to Dom, but I think it'll be 3-1. Maybe 3-2. Maybe it kind of depends on how Scraps and Watson's playing. If they're playing like a hard S&D game, but I see Optic blowing them out in hard point. So
See this being a 3-0 Optic. To be honest, I think this is where
think it
London's
kinda
gas
depends.
runs out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they just don't have the juice, like I think it'll be a 3-0. But I mean, if like they're still fighting, I think they'll pull the S&D and I think they'll pull the Dom and take it to a map 5.
I feel like we're gonna see kind of like what happened to E United at World War II Champs. I don't know how long you guys have been watching, but to
Yeah.
see E United go as far as they did and play as well as they did in World War II Champs, and then who did they end up losing to?
It wasn't. Who,
It wasn't TK.
yeah,
wasn't
they,
TK.
well, they might have. They got third, didn't they?
Was it?
Because
They got fourth. Fuck, who did they lose to?
FaZe and
I think it was Rise.
no, Rise was early. It was
Rise got
wasn't
top
it- Didn't
16.
FaZe get top 4?
Oh.
Or was it?
Yeah, FaZe got top 4
so
as well.
they either lost to TK or FaZe. Because TK,
I think TK. Honestly, it might have been TK.
came from losers. So
It might have been. It might have been TK. So just seeing how well that United team was playing, it really was like, yeah, this could be the team to take it, and people are gonna feel like that with Toronto, or not Toronto, excuse me, London, and this is where the gas runs out. You know, they've played well, they've played hard, you know, they've gone to a couple game 5s, and this is it. This is where Optic is gonna take over. The young guns are gonna come out, and they're gonna take over the series, and it's gonna be a 3-0 for Optic. Bold prediction.
I just said
My bold
think-
prediction.
I don't. I'm not gonna give it really much reason, but I think London wins.
Really?
I don't think Optic's been good enough to make me think they're gonna make it 3 matches in. Slasher can only do so much.
Sure, actually.
I
Damn,
think
now you
it's-
got
I
me
think
thinking
it-
about
I
my
think
prediction.
I think it's up to the youngins to perform. But we've seen them play really good. But they've also had a couple kind of crazy bad maps.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I think the EU teams have been pretty clutch the last few years back. Whenever it was like EU team, it wasn't a franchise. So I don't know. I have them going.
You know what?
It's just so up in the air for me.
No,
Yeah,
you can't change
you know
it.
what?
Don't change it. Don't change it.
Yeah, you just convinced me. I changed it. It's London. They're taking it in game 5. They're gonna go the distance.
That's
Fuck
what
it.
I have game
Fuck it.
5. Optic's gonna win 3-0 now.
Really? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
You convinced
Now
me.
you're just being it.
You convinced.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's get back to the even more exciting matchups.
wieners.
Let's go back to the wiener side of the bracket. We've got FaZe and Chicago.
3-0.
This one's so hard for me.
Yeah,
It's
this
gonna be
one's
which
tough,
team-
bro. Like
It's literally gonna be which team
Haven't they
just
only?
shows up.
They've only played once, right?
they've only played once.
And Huntsman
Chicago
won.
3-0'd them.
I'm
but
just
I-
basing it off of them playing like their series.
they
both
look
team series
so
against, like, Dallas and Florida.
good. Yeah.
You know, we've
know.
seen them. We've seen both teams choke, and we've
I
seen
know.
both
I know.
teams-
FaZe is gonna. They're gonna perform, but also Huntsman have been. They haven't been streaming. They've been focused up on only scrims the last week.
I've
So,
got
I don't
Chicago
know.
taking.
I want to.
really
I
do.
want to say I want Chicago to win, but I also want to be unbiased. I think FaZe can definitely come out and just fucking wreck them.
I think
But-
either team has the, the ability to wreck
But I
the
don't.
other
I just
team.
don't have a feeling that it's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah, I
either
mean,
gonna
that's
be,
how it
I
was
think
the
it's gonna
first
be
time.
like 3-1, but I don't know who's going to win.
I got FaZe going 3-0.
3-0 FaZe.
That is
Wow.
bold.
Okay.
Uh,
I mean, I guess the same could have been said for the people who thought Chicago was going to 3-0 FaZe, and then they came out and absolutely smoked them, made it look like, yo, what the fuck has Dallas and Florida been doing? It's like they just made it look easy with those guys.
yeah, and they also
I
they
don't-
haven't played much other than scrims, so I mean.
I think June was the last because it was the New York event that they played last.
Mhm.
So it's been about 2 months since we've seen it. Atlanta won an event, right? Did they not after that? Did they not end up winning an event?
Yeah, I think so.
After
So-
Atlanta's-
And
Atlanta's
Chicago-
won the event.
They've won 2, right?
Yeah,
they won
their
2
home
online
series.
events.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won their home series and then another one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a toss.
Doesn't isn't Dallas and Atlanta tied for the most home series wins? I think
Dallas.
it's 3 apiece, right?
No.
Or no, Chicago's won 3
It's
too,
only,
have they not?
No, Chicago's only won
1-2.
one
They've
or
only
two.
won 2.
I don't think anybody's won
2.
3 because there's been random.
Yeah, Dallas has won 3.
Dallas has 3.
Have they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they won LA, and then they won the Chicago home event, Yeah. and then they won another one not too long ago.
I thought Chicago only won 1.
Nah, they've got like 2. They might have 3 as well.
They definitely don't have.
But
Nah,
I
they
think
have-
FaZe does too.
They have
Yeah, that's
either
what's
1
so
or 2.
hard.
They have 1 or
It's
2.
what's
Yeah.
so hard when we get to these
I
top
don't
4
know.
right here.
I'm just gonna say 3-1 Huntsman.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-1 Huntsman as well. I think FaZe steals the S&D, and then Formal's like, you know what? Fucking V20, T2P time,
know
dog,
what?
and he just comes out 40 bomb.
I'm gonna be happy either way this goes down. Like
Yeah,
these are just gonna be
great
so
match.
interesting to watch.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Now a matchup that we've already seen, and I don't think the outcome's gonna change. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. Dallas and Florida, 3-0 Dallas.
Oh yeah, 100%.
3-0.
3-0. It's what
Oh.
happened last time. Florida made it look, or not last time. I think they won 3-1 against Florida the last time they played. But I know at one event they did 3-0 Florida, and I even think they 6-1 them in the S&D, but it wasn't even close.
It just makes so much logical sense to like go off like the rest of the season, but like this is like champs, like in my head, like I'm trying to like wipe the slate.
Okay,
clean.
fine, 3-1. I'll give them a map.
3-1, you're gonna be
I'll give them a
so-
map. I'll give them.
Yeah,
I'll give them
I'll
a map.
honestly give
That's
him
what I
a map. I think I
I'm
might give him
3-0.
a Dom. I think
3-0.
they're gonna pick up a Dom.
You got Dallas as well.
Yeah, Dallas 100%.
I got
But I
Dallas.
think Florida will pick up a Dom.
3-0.
So then we got Atlanta and London in the quarters elimination rounds. Again, I think this is where Atlanta starts to kick things into overdrive now. This is going to be a 3-0, and we say goodbye to London.
Yep,
It
I
has
agree.
been a sorrow year for them. They've
That's
had their
pretty
hearts
famous.
broken. I think they've been to 2 finals, and they
See
got
you
their heart
never.
broken in both. But rest in peace, prayers to my guys, but they are out. And then, so everybody's agreeing with that, right? It's gonna be a FaZe win.
Oh,
Yeah.
With the next one, man, I feel like this is just me, like, because I've been like craving this match all season.
Really?
The Dallas and Huntsman, man.
Oh, you're talking winners. I'm talking.
Yeah.
I was still down. We're still down in the lower bracket. All right, hang on, slow down
All right,
there.
all right, all right.
So we've got Florida and Toronto. I think. Oh shit.
I'm just gonna.
Jersh, make the prediction.
I have Florida winning. I'm gonna say 3-1 just because I think Subliners will take something. I don't think they're gonna go out 3-0.
Oh, so you have Toronto losing to the Subliners, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we had Toronto winning, I thought.
Yeah, I had
had-
Toronto
I
winning
had
that. Okay.
Toronto. I have Subliners versus. UV.
Subliners versus Florida.
Yeah, and I have Florida.
I think
winning
either way, Florida takes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we've got
Despite who's there.
still in the lower bracket, Atlanta and Florida. We've seen this before. Florida literally 100-point clubbed them in Dom, but I feel like they gave up at 1.2. I feel like they kind of just like quit when it got to like didn't they like hit him in the 200 mark or some shit like that, something crazy. I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
But I think Atlanta continues their run, but this goes to a game 5, and it goes the way of Atlanta.
I think Atlanta. If Atlanta loses in winners, I think they're gonna wreck everybody they play in losers.
So kind
Yeah,
of
I
like
don't think
what
there's a
100
team
Thieves
that's gonna
did.
stop 'em.
Yeah, they're either
Yeah,
gonna,
100
they're
teams
either
or
gonna
two.
win 3-0 or 3-1 every or that match.
Every series.
But I guess they only have two matches. Yeah, that's
2 matches left.
They
Yep.
got a 3-1. I'll give Florida some credit.
We got
3-1.
Chicago and Dallas, the rematch from the first. It's kind of funny. I feel like I already had them placing against one another in the champs tournament. I just think it's kind of funny. The first match of the league was Chicago versus Dallas, and here we are now. They're playing for a spot in the grand finals of champs. Do we see a different outcome, gentlemen? You guys think Chicago walks away with this one?
3-1 or 3-2, I think.
Bias or not?
I don't think this one. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm
I
saying,
feel like
like,
this is one of those weird ones that we're gonna see a blowout one side or the other.
Yeah.
I really don't see
I don't.
either of these teams letting it go map 5, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just me. I just feel like it's gonna be a 3-1 either side. 3-1 or 3-0.
I wish I think it could also go down to maps too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like you said, the
100%.
vetoes.
These are probably the two teams that I've watched the most, so I could have like a better opinion on depending on the maps. But I think Empire will probably get the best of the vetoes.
I have them taking the series 3-1. I think they dropped the opening hard point, and then they've just been a really good S&D team. I don't think they've actually lost an S&D since they got reverse sweeped against FaZe. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I
love
know that
Huntsman.
they haven't lost many S&Ds since they got reverse swept by FaZe at the London event.
Yeah, I'm a Huntsman fan as well, but I see Dallas taking it. I really do.
Yeah.
Kenneth, what are you thinking?
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I think it's going down to the wire. Map
I think
5,
it's map
round
5.
11.
Really?
Map 5,
Yeah.
round 11 for sure.
Round 11, 1v1?
I mean, that's what we want to see, but I
Yeah.
I can't see
No,
that.
I see that happening 100%.
Yo, imagine round 11, 1v1, Scum versus Crim. Try to get vengeance from last year.
Scump wins 100%.
Holy
Alright,
shit,
now
that'd be
I'm going-
crazy.
Now I'm thinking 3-2 as well.
Yeah, now we're going a little
I'm
bit too
thinking-
far on this one.
I don't know. I'm curious to see how Crim and Clayster perform.
Mhm.
Crim had a
Champs.
bad champs last year. Clayster, he's been performing really well.
Mhm.
There's just
So,
so many
I don't know.
world champs on both of these rosters.
I just think with
Holy
with
shit.
Clayster and Crim, they I don't know. If everybody's playing their full potential, I think Shotzi's too cracked and they're just I don't know. I got 3-2.
3-2.
Or Empire.
Wow. Okay. And then Chicago and Atlanta in the losers finals. This could go either way again. Like all these matches really way. I feel like I don't feel like there's a clear, definite winner until we get to these later rounds. That's where it's just like, ooh, this team could do it. Oh well, these guys have had a really good respawn game, up until this point. So I mean, it's really a flip of a coin. Really, I feel like. But then again, we talked about Chicago playing FaZe before in the winners 3 that we had, and we had Chicago winning 3-1. Does anything change? Does Chicago continue to get the best of Atlanta? Or does Atlanta finally get that one up against Chicago and they move on to play Dallas in the finals?
Yeah, I got FaZe winning 3-1.
I don't see them rolling over twice.
Huntsmen are going to lose a hard map 5. They're going to get a little momentum drop. They're going to have to play FaZe immediately after. Even though they're warm, I think they're going to steal a map, maybe the Dom. I think they're going to get 3-1. I don't want them to. I hope they beat Empire, but
I agree.
realistically,
I think
they stay top 3. That's their spot. That's their average spot. They're always in.
Yep.
So
So now we've got.
sadly,
I'm pretty sure this is everybody's grand final. Correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah.
We've got Dallas and Atlanta, a best of 9. I actually forgot about that. Finals is gonna be a best of 9.
How do they?
So it goes like you got to win 5 out of the 9.
Well, it's not a straight up best of 9. I thought it was like winner. Whoever comes from the winners has like a game ahead.
Oh yeah, they're up 1-0. So Dallas is already up 1-0.
Yeah.
So mark that
So
for
does
everybody.
That mean we go straight to S&D?
We would go straight to S&D.
Okay, so they just chalk
Assuming that's how
I don't know if they'll
that's
do it
how
like
the
that.
9 starts. You would think. Well, let's see. Game 5 would be the hard point, or not hard point. It would be S&D. 6 would be. No, that wouldn't be.
I bet they have it a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll probably be like a Dom or some shit. They'll play like back-to-back respawns, and then they'll play an S&D, and then they'll play back-to-back respawns again, some shit like that. I forget how they did in AW when they did best of 7s, but I'm pretty sure that's what they did. They had them play back-to-back respawns because we had 3 respawn game modes in AW.
I think it's going final map S&D.
Really? This gonna go all the fucking way, dude?
All fucking night, baby.
I think they're going to trade punches as well.
Yeah, I think they're gonna trade punches, but I don't know about last
everything's
map.
going to I don't know. I just have a feeling. Like I know I
just
don't
don't see
have
any
that
team
many.
giving up.
I don't have that many map. I don't know. I kind of rethink.
I'm gonna
my-
say 5-3 Dallas.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll say they go map 8. They don't go the final. They don't go last map. I think they go second to last, and Dallas pulls it out. Then again, we don't know what the fuck it's gonna be. We definitely know S&D's gonna be that last map. But I just think, it's the online empire. As like I try to be unbiased in my own predictions on my own
I
channel.
think that's going to come down to
But-
like whoever's got the tiny ones. If a Beezy and Semp are frying, I'm saying
We
like
know
a
who's got
different
the
game.
tiny
But if Hook and Illy are just put people in chokeholds,
The skill
I
pills,
don't, I don't see FaZe.
I got
Doing a whole
5-4
lot.
FaZe clan.
5-4 phase.
Dude,
Holy shit.
After round 3 in general,
I
I
just-
don't see myself taking my eyes off the screen.
I was gonna say I don't trust
Exactly.
my past brackets that I've made, so I'm gonna say FaZe. Yeah. Normally I would have Huntsman win it all. Even
want to
if
as
I try
well.
to not be biased, I'm like, oh well, if they play good, they'll win it all.
Yeah, then it's like, shit,
And
you're
then
being
and then
biased.
it's like,
And
oh wait, they're playing the
well.
crackhead FaZe.
Tournament staying pretty true to the standings.
What would you guys say would be the underperforming team? Who comes out and just...
I don't know if you consider Rocker as underperforming. They are in the winners, so I'd either say Rocker
Seattle.
or. Shut
With
up.
their breath
Shut
at
up.
losing everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, so
yeah,
they're
are we talking
performing
about
right.
teams-
Yeah, they're doing.
Are we
what
talking
they
about
should.
teams that are already performing bad?
I'd say
or, like,
either Ultra or Rocker. Ultra only because they're coming off a win, and
That's true,
I have them losing, only winning one
Mhm.
against the worst team. Either that or Rocker just going 0-2.
That's my thing. Rocker going
Honestly.
0-2 would be...
Yeah.
I mean, it's not...
I say underperforming
not unlikely.
compared to the preseason predictions.
Yep.
Rocker most
Definitely.
underperforming. They were Ultra. Good one.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got those teams.
I think that
I
that wraps
agree.
it up then. Anybody got any final words they want to say about champs this weekend?
I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Huntsman win. Fuck you, Jordan.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Sketch
well, that was a
artist
little mean.
motherfucker.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
a little
kidding.
mean. Why, dude? Tired of being bullied on here. I'm getting off here. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please be sure to leave a like, rate, comment. Be sure to subscribe. If you guys are new to our channel, the Pick 'em Up trucks here, we're going to be getting a lot of content rolling here. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us and getting our in-depth analysis predictions, even though they weren't like as in-depth as most people
Yeah.
would.
We're not
But-
stat takers here.
Yeah, we're not stat takers. So,
Right.
we go about it and we do our thing the way that, we know best. And that's kind of just by bullshit. So, thank you guys again. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Peace!
Okay.